Hey, thank you for joining me on the 4th season of The Best Coach. It's going to ramp up a little bit more, be a little bit more intense. So parental advisory is a warning. I'm only saying it as a positive, but we have to talk about some real issues. And so without no further ado, The Best Coach. The Best Coach series, season 4, episode number 2, and I'm going to give you guys again an opportunity to turn it off if you feel that it's too much. But I have to discuss issues that affect not only the student athlete, not only the coaches, but society. And this time I'm going to talk about domestic violence. So I'll give you a few minutes or so, not maybe minutes, but just a little bit of time to check out if you want to cut it off. And then I'll just proceed. Anyway, all right, here we go. In order to be a complete society, we need to end the ruckus, the brutality amongst the people that are considered in relationships. Some married. If you don't know what domestic violence is usually when at least one person in the relationship feels abused physically, either mentally, spiritually, from the other person. Sometimes people sit in situations for a duration, a long period of time, and suffer. Some call domestic violence love, depending on what chamber you come from. Some say, I saw my family members do it. Some say the person who abuses them saw their family member do it. And there's a conglomeration of excuses made up for domestic violence. Usually there's a disagreement on multiple levels when domestic violence. You can hear sirens and things now. These are possible signs of domestic violence. Here's a, whatever this is, fire car. You can see it right there. Domestic violence, though, is brought on after the illusion that somebody thought they were safe. They thought they were safe in somebody's presence. So as a student athlete, if you are in a relationship and you are being abused or you are the abuser, now some technically might say in the domestic violence realm, the person that's the domestic violence person doesn't even know, not even aware, doesn't even consider what they are doing as domestic violence. In some of those cases, it's universal that both sides consider it not to be domestic violence. Domestic violence is a big charge to put on somebody's head. Domestic violence is almost calling somebody's mama a name in front of their face. Domestic violence, being accused of domestic violence, is a huge accusation. It can go to court. It can end up in penitentiary time. So let's create a scenario real quick. This is my story portion of The Best Coach. Here's a scenario of domestic violence. First, let's watch this. Here's another fire department truck coming. Watch this. Let's see if you can see it. There it is. Always a fire somewhere. And it's raining constantly down here in Georgia. But that actually leads to the mood why a lot of people may feel like they do. But anyway, so here's a scenario. Two people live together, man and woman. They live together. And they've been living together for 3 years. About 3 years ago, they got into a heated discussion and he hit her. He kind of caught the blow. He didn't really completely go through with the hit, but he did hit her. She knew she was hit. He immediately apologized because he is aware that she has brothers, uncles, and even a father who cares about her. So she takes the first blow, holds her cheek. Silence comes over the room. As she's stunned, he's stunned. He may explain to her that he saw his father do the same thing to his mother. You may see her, after the first time she gets hit, want to dish out a warning to him. Don't do that again. He's pleading and begging at that point. Here's another. I don't know if you can see it right there coming up. Yeah. Ambulance. Somebody. But, so he kind of gets away with the first blow. She sort of marks it as all right now. Okay. You done hit me. And that's a no-no. So, as time squeaks past, the first blow has been documented and is in the history books. Now, what I'm not sure of in this story is if the woman will go and tell her friends about the blow. Because she understands if I go and tell my friends or family members or whatever, this could cause ruckus between my boyfriend and my family. Me and him paying bills together. I love him. I know he loves me. It was a mistake. So she may decide not to say anything at all to her family. And then it happens again. And again. And again. One of these times, she gets hit across the eyebrow and it splits and she is forced to go to the ER. And going to the ER, the guy's not able to go because he might be contained for domestic violence. Because the question will come up, who did this to you? And if the guy is sitting in the lobby or sitting in the room with you, she may swallow her throat because she's not interested in throwing him under the bus. So now it's another awkward situation. Time is going by and now she's starting to get hit on a regular. Outside family members have to be careful about intervening in the situation when they learn about it, because the woman still loves him. Is this all scenarios? No. Is this all situations? No. But if it's in one, it's in too many. And if you don't know somebody, or if you do know somebody, then you understand what I'm saying. It ends up being a gentle response. Usually the abuser, the person that's committing the domestic violence, is nice enough to maybe get flowers or say some kind words to you to patch up the situation. In the athletic world, as a football player, and if you are abusing a woman in a domestic violence situation, you are treading on thin water. You are jeopardizing your middle school, high school, college, and possible professional opportunities at that stage. Many men have lost jobs, careers, and have been incarcerated because of domestic violence. So keep your hands to yourself. If you don't know you're doing it, you would know for a fact if you have extended a hand out and laid it on the woman's body, face, or have thrown something, a foreign object, at her. This is domestic violence. If you have a bad attitude and she is, what we want to say, getting on your nerves, if she is agitating you by design,
Big shot to shout of Maurice, man, my brother, man. You know what I'm saying?